Alright, hello guys. Today we're doing a walk around review, not really a review because I'm not a reviewer, but a walk around and kind of like opinion on the 2013 M6 convertible, which is, as you can see right here. This is my mom's car, so I'm lucky enough to be able to talk about it because it's usually right there. So we got this car about 3 years ago, and unfortunately it's going to be replaced soon. Hopefully with a some type of McLaren. That's the plan right now, but I don't know, we'll see. So I have to start off with talking about the exterior of this car. This car, when it first came out, I was a huge fan of the previous generation M6, the one with the screaming V10. Everyone knows that car. And so this car came out, and at first I was a huge fan of this front. Everyone likes this front. I mean, if you look at it, this thing is epic. It is so aggressive. I'm looking at the phone right now, and it is not doing it justice. It looks way better in person. But everyone knows this. It's a very good-looking car. But I was not a fan of the back. That has changed. I am now at first I thought the old rear was better, but now looking at it, after actually this grew on me in the first month, but I'm just talking about it now. Now I love it. It's super aggressive, especially at night. It looks cool. It almost looks like you're going behind a Ferrari. So if we continue on the exterior, this is sapphire, not sapphire gray. What was I thinking? This is called Singapore gray. That's the color, and it's a dark gray. You can see it's not black, but it's yeah, dark gray. That's the word I'll use. And this is of course the M model, as you can see pretty obviously, which means instead of a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 that produces around 450 horsepower, you get a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 that produces 560 horsepower with 505 pound-feet of torque, which means you're going to 0 to 60 in around, I believe, 3.2 seconds. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think some people have gotten it closer to 3 flat, and some people getting like 3.6. So I don't know the exact top best time that you can get to 60. So with the M6, you get quad exhaust, of course, which look epic. Everything on this car is stock, so the exhaust is stock, and personally I think that's okay because this car is very, very loud. I'll actually, if you want to hear this car rev for this car, you can check out my first video where I do a walk around, like a very brief walk around of every single car in the garage, which is a M6 in that one, a 2015 X6M in this one, and a 2015 GTI in that one. And all those videos are on my channel, so you guys can check them out. This car I'm doing last. And moving on, the wheels on this car, very cool. They have the blue caliper, which looks pretty cool. This is not the performance package because when this car was purchased, the performance package was not available. So the yellow calipers are not on this car, the yellow carbon ceramics. But personally, I think the blue looks better than the yellow. That's just my opinion. Sorry about that. So for the roof, this is of course the convertible. As you guys can see, it is a cloth top, or not cloth. What's the word? You guys know what I'm talking about. But it's not a hard top, so it takes. I don't know. If you guys can see, it's not a bad look. They don't make a hard top for the M6. That's a convertible. I mean, of course, they make the hard top coupe, but that's besides the point. This is the convertible, and they don't make one. Like I think the Mercedes SL63 convertible is a hard top, but BMW decided not to do a hard top. So this roof actually comes down in, I believe it is approximately 13 seconds, something like that. I'll recount it and I'll put an annotation of the real time. But what happens is this part opens up. Sorry, no, this part right here comes up. I'll show you this in a second. Actually, whatever. I'll show you right now. So I will record this and I will come back to you when it's done. See you. Alright, so I just saw the soft top come down, and so that was pretty quick. And the coolest part is that you can do it, actually it's not the coolest part, it's pretty common nowadays, but a feature of that is that you can do it at speeds up to 35 miles an hour. So if you're coming, for example, if you're trying to leave and you're going out the neighborhood, you can put the roof down by the time you get to the main road. So I'm just gonna, before we get into the interior, I'm just gonna quickly talk about some of the M6 competitors and why I think, in my opinion, this is the one on top. So from Jaguar, you have the XK, XKR. That's probably the, or XKRS. Those cars are outdated. People know that. Like I think the F-Type pretty much made the XK a very weak model for the Jaguar, just because it's better in every single way. So I don't know. The only one that I would even think about over this car is the RS. XKR doesn't do it for me. The design add-ons that they add with just the plain R model aren't as cool as you would think. So I'd still pick the M6, even though the XKRS. But that's so XKRS is really more of a crazy car. This is more subtle. So you can pick what you want there. And then for Mercedes, we have the SL models, probably the 63 and 65 AMG, even though the 65 AMG is way more expensive, so actually I'm not going to compare it to this one. I'll compare the 63 AMG. That car, if you can watch Chris Harris's video, you'll see why he explains why the M6 is a better car, and he'd pick it over. I mean, they're both great cars, don't get me wrong. I just think I'm more of a BMW fan. Personally, I don't dislike Mercedes at all, but if I had to pick either one, it'd have to be BMW. So for me, that's why. And personally, I think the new SL class, the new SL models do not look as cool as the previous ones. They look more tame, in my opinion. A lot of people will agree with me. They like the previous generation ones look very aggressive, very scary, and I might actually pick those over this car. The new ones just kind of look tame. And then what else do we have? Let's see. I think those are pretty much the only direct competitors. In the price range, you have the F-Type and 911, but those are not the same type of car, not the GT car. And then there's, of course, Aston Martin with the Vanquish and the DB9, but those are way more expensive than this, so it's a different range. So that's the competitors, and I guess now we'll move on to the interior of the car. So this interior is like a orangey leather interior, as you can see. I don't know the exact name of the leather, but if we get in, these doors are automatic shutting doors. That's the term I'm making up for it. So if you don't close it enough, look, they close themselves. So you're never going to be driving and say, "Oh crap, I left the door open," because they shut themselves. So in here we have the standard BMW interior. 7-speed semi-automatic transmission. You of course have paddle shifters, as with every single M car nowadays. M1 and M2 configurable as you want, and I know everyone knows how this works. If you don't, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. I'm not going to bore you guys with talking about how this thing works. Straightforward. The speakers in this car are, I'd say, underwhelming, to be honest. At low volume, they sound no better than a lot of very cheap cars, but at high volume, that's where they're good. I'll turn something out high. So they're not nearly as good as the Bang & Olufsen's and the X6M, but I'm not complaining. They are good. They're just not where I thought they'd be. So, in terms of space, you have cup holders here. You have your glove box right there with an aux port. And then you have your standard places here to hold stuff, and your places here. Besides that, the interior is not any different from any other BMW interior, so I'm not going to talk about it. There's nothing really interesting in here. Everything here is the exact same as the X6M essentially. You have your 3 driving modes for your steering, for your suspension, and for your throttle response. Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, same here. And then here you have Efficient, Sport, Sport Plus. Traction control on and off, it's right there. And then here you have your 3, how aggressive you want the gears to change. You can be least aggressive, middle aggressive, and most aggressive, where it shifts at a higher RPM. here you have parking assist, and here you have your rear camera for backing up. And that is about it. We got this cool carbon fiber design, or carbon fiber, on the center console, and I don't know, looks cool. So, back seats in this car, how are they? Are they usable? The answer is yes. Many times I've had friends back here, I've been back here, and I'm 6'1", so they work very well. The only problem is you're not going to be comfortable. That's so yeah, you'll be able to sit in them, but you won't be comfortable. That's just the truth. But if you do sit in them, the people in the front, these people right here, will have to scoot up quite a bit, so they might not be as comfortable as they want to be. But you know, that's the price when you put big people in the back seat of a pretty much two-person car. So yeah, there's not really a problem. And nothing. I wouldn't expect them to be comfortable. It's not a huge car. I mean, it does weigh a lot. I think it's like 4,000 pounds. But I don't know. No complaints here. So I believe that is about it for this car. If you have any specific questions, leave them in the comments. I don't really want to do a super in-depth video because there's literally a billion of those on YouTube about this car. So I just want to do a quick rundown on this one in particular because it's kind of unique with the leather and the color. No, the color's not unique. I've seen it a bunch around here. But that is it. This car is probably going to be replaced soon. Not soon, but in the next year or two. And I will keep you updated on what to replace it with. There will be 2 more garages put right there eventually. And I'm hoping a McLaren will replace this car. So I'll keep you updated. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.